Greetings and salutations, everyone. Dan the Wolfman here. We're going to do something cool here. I was thinking, like, what if you're in the late 60s, early 70s, you're on LAPD SWAT, or you're coming off duty and then getting on the NYPD Stakeout squad. So everyone was carrying 4-inch Smith & Wessons like this, K-38 pre-model 15 there. It's a beauty. Here's a full-size 1911. This is the wonderful Bersa, now made in Georgia. So, like, Bill Allard got approval to use his 1911. He had the most gunfights of everybody, right? And all the LAPD guys in the 70s and guys that I know and guys that I've trained with. I was guest year SWAT school, things like that. Guys like Uncle Scotty and, you know, things like that. And then even 84 Bakersfield PD Qual, which is what we're gonna do, which is 4 stages, 10 shots. And here we go with the 1911 first. So I'm trying something out new with the Shooters Global Go today. So here we go.
Ready.
All right, 175. We made that under the part time of 2 seconds. I'm happy about that, even under my 1.8. Now 20 feet, 2 rounds in 3 seconds. And I missed it. I put the time between too much, so we will reset there on the next one. Looks like I probably made that too, I think. Yes, I did. Okay. Now to 30 feet. 2 reload, 2. I missed it. We will reset in 15 more seconds. I should have put more space between it. I just wasn't sure. Here we go. Now back to 16 feet, 60 feet. 2 shots in 4 seconds. All right, so let's pull it in. Try to mark it real fast and then get down with the revolver. Now we're on about a 16-minute max on the video or less, so I'm trying my best to try something new and see if it is worth it. All right, only 1 out. I am pretty happy about that. In fact, I think we can tell a difference between 38 caliber and 45 caliber holes. I'm just gonna do that. Put it back to 10 feet to start. 2 shots from shoulder extension. Here's that. Freeze frame. Put it in your book. Start training realistically. There you go, guys. And now, disrobing for your pleasure or displeasure. Not sure which it would be. Both leather holsters from 3 o'clock. Tagwa leather holsters. And no, I might not edit it out, but it is an interesting theory. You know, what would you have carried then? Smith, or gone to 1911 and try to customize it a little bit like LAPD from confiscated guns and things like that. I think I got my holder. All right, I got a split 6. Tuck that shirt in a little bit. Split 6. Drop that Model 10 HKS speed loader there. Trying to get that on the belt. Having trouble. There we go. We're using PP 158. And is it going? It's not counting down anymore. It should be. I should have 20 sets. I don't know why I'm not getting the countdown. There we go. I'll do on this next one. Actually, now. Yeah. Here we go. Back to 20 feet. little slow on target and dropped one load left. I didn't have the best grip. Let's go to 30 feet. Take a recording. Push back to 60 feet. Maybe I can get my HKS later. So, 4-inch Smith & Wesson revolver or a 1911. Which do you guys, would you have preferred if you were a cop in the late 60s, 70s, early 80s? And maybe you, instead of the 4-inch Smith, you could get permission, qualified, whatever, on a 1911. Which do you think would be better? Did really good with that 1911. It's got a very sweet trigger. This Bersa in full size, so except the recoil of the 45, not a big deal. And perhaps quite a bit better stopping power than loads that were available in 38 Special back then. Alright, with the 1911 we only had one out. I don't know if I was overtime on anything. Now, the revolver reload time, I didn't make 7 seconds or plus 2 seconds, 9 seconds. I don't even know if I made the 15-second par time on the reload. I tried to. 15 seconds overall, 2, reload 2. I don't know if I made it. Got one out. Oh, we got one load left. Not good. Pretty good out. And one horrible nick, I'm assuming, at the farthest distance, trying to make the time with the K-38 4-inch Smith & Wesson. So, it looks like the 1911 was upgunning if you were a high-risk task force, NYPD Stakeout squad, or something along those lines. You know, if you were LAPD SWAT, and even then, even if you had 45 hardball then, which I know guys that shot people with it, but then you had Bill Allard would load a semi-wad cutter in the pipe and then FMJ. And then, I think pretty early on, he started hand loading 200 grain flying ashtray spear. So he had hollow points. He was in one shootout, 2 guys, 1 shot, dropped that dude right away. Other guys running out, shot him through glass. And the momentum of the heavier 45, he was much a believer in that he thought the 38, especially round nose lead crap Widowmaker stuff, you know, would have deflected going through the glass. But then again, you had his often partner, kind of more famous, even though Bill Allard was in war gunfights, 7+1 at the time, Jim Cirillo, who had a 4-inch Smith, a heavy-barreled Model 10, and a Colt Cobra, a lightweight detective special, Cobra. And he would often draw the Cobra first because it cleared leather faster. Then there were New York Reload with the 4-inch Smith, sometimes vice versa. Technically, they all had to carry the 4-inch Smith on them, but that doesn't mean they weren't really using the Cobra or the 1911. So I thought this would be a fun one. I don't know if filming it on this thing is really worth it, or now it's like way too distracting with all these sets. I thought it might be worth the investment. I'm not so sure anymore because you can't time it out, and editing it and stuff's going to be difficult, and all that kind of thing. Unfortunately, there's no pause, so I can reset and get ready and all of that. And there's no way to pause and then manually start the timer again. It starts a whole new video, unfortunately. So it's not exactly what I was hoping for. Maybe Shooters Global can do that in the future. But guys, please, which one would you have gone with? Would you have gone with this beautiful, you know, 1911? Back then, LAPD, before, you know, late 90s, they did Kimber, but LAPD just took confiscated kind of like GI models and then had them modified. What about a 4-inch Smith? Now, most weren't lucky enough to have this old one with such a wonderful trigger on this K-38 pre-model 15 combat masterpiece. But please comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think of this setup. even though they're probably here in the future and I might return it. I don't know. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. And make sure to check out what if LE went to 9mm revolvers. This kind of spurred that on, where I did a 3-inch 6.92 7-shot 9mm revolver versus the latest greatest Striker 9, like an Echelon with an enclosed dot. So I thought you guys might enjoy those, and we did some Revolver versus Auto, other realistic training or CCW ones as well. So please subscribe and check my playlist, and get committed to Street Jiu-Jitsu on BJJ Fanatics, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.